What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to another Cryptid Saturday. And guys, I know I said I was done doing these, and I know I've only done one normal video since saying that, but I already had this one lined up. I have all the images I wanted to get. I had the thumbnail made, so we're just gonna go ahead and do it. But in the spirit of this, I'm not gonna edit it. I'm just gonna read. All the mistakes are gonna be there, ever how long it is, and we're just gonna go over the wiki for the cryptid, or sorry, ugh. We're just gonna go over the wiki for the Jersey Devil. I might cut that particular bit out because I was about to say the Cryptid Devil, but you know what? Screw it. It's staying in. This is the last one of these. Kind of hoping you guys like it. We'll see what it is. Tell me what you guys think of the Jersey Devil. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Trying to hit a few subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button. New Jersey Devil. In South Jersey and Philadelphia folklore in the United States, the Jersey Devil, also known as Leeds Devil, is a legendary creature or cryptid said to inhabit forests of the Pine Barrens in southern Jersey. The creature is often described as a flying biped with hooves, but there are many variations. The common description is that of a bipedal kangaroo-like or wyvern-like creature with a horse or goat-like head, leathery bat-like wings, horns, small arms with clawed hands, legs, and cloven hooves, and a forked or barbed tail. It is also said that this has a strange, elongated body and a thick tail. It has been reported to move quickly and is often described as emitting a high-pitched, blood-curdling scream. For the origin of the legend. Mother Leeds' 13th child. The popular legend of the Jersey Devil, or Leeds Devil, is dated variously and is almost invariably attached to the Pines or the southern Jersey Pine Barrens, and sometimes specifically Leeds Point within the Pine Barrens. The Devil's mother is usually a woman named Leeds or Mother Leeds of Burlington, but other names such as Shrouds have occasionally been forwarded. According to Praecis in 1735, a woman named Leeds had 12 children, and after discovering she was pregnant for the 13th time, cursed the child in frustration, declaring, "Let the child be a devil." The child, though born normally, immediately grew wings, a tail, and claws, and birthed and flew out of the Pine Barrens. According to some, the child transformed into a creature with hooves, a goat's head, bat wings, and a forked tail. Growling Growling and screaming, the child beat everyone with its tail before flying up the chimney and leading into the pines. In some versions of the tale, Mother Leeds was supposedly a witch and the child's father was the devil himself. Some versions of the legend also state that the local clergyman subsequently attempted to exorcise the creature from the Pine Barrens. In different tellings, localized not at Leeds Point but at Eastville, near May's Landing, a Mrs. Leeds became pregnant around 1855 and rejected her baby, wishing a stork would deliver a devil. A winged devil was born and flew out of the window. It would immediately return, but the mother would shoo it away. The Leeds family. Before the early 1900s, the Jersey Devil was referred to as the Leeds Devil or the Devil of Leeds, either in connection with the local Leeds family or the eponymous Leeds Point in southern Jersey. Mother Leeds has been identified by some as the real-life Deborah Leeds, on grounds that Deborah Leeds' husband, Japhet Leeds, named 12 children in the will he wrote during 1736, which is compatible with the legend. Deborah and Japhet Leeds also lived in the Leeds Point section of what is now Atlantic County, New Jersey, which is commonly the location of the Jersey Devil story. Brian Regal, a historian at Keene University, theorizes that the story of Mother Leeds, rather than being based on a single historic person alone, originated from the reputation of the local prominent Leeds family in the southern portion of the colonial era province of New Jersey, where religious political disputes became the subject of folklore and gossip among the local population. Regal contends that folk legends concerning these historical disputes evolved throughout the years and ultimately resulted in modern popular legends of the Jersey Devil during the early 20th century. Regal contends that colonial-era political intrigue involving early New Jersey politician Benjamin Franklin and Franklin's rival almanac publisher Daniel Leeds (1651 to 1720) resulted in the Leeds family being described as monsters, and it was Daniel Leeds' negative description of the Leeds Devil rather than any accurate creature that created the legend of the Jersey Devil. Much like the mother Leeds of the Jersey Devil myth, Daniel Leeds' third wife had given birth to 9 children, a large number of children even for the time. Leeds' second wife and first daughter had both died during childbirth. Leeds and his family were prominent in the southern Jersey and Pine Barrens area as a royal surveyor with strong allegiance to the British Crown. Leeds had surveyed and acquired land in the Egg Harbor area located within the Pine Barrens. Leeds' sons and family inherited the land, and it is now known as Leeds Point, on one of the areas in the Pine Barrens currently most associated with the Jersey Devil legend and alleged Jersey Devil sightings. Starting in the 17th century, English Quakers established settlements in southern Jersey, the region in which the Pine Barrens are located. Daniel Leeds, a Quaker and a prominent figure in pre-revolutionary colonial southern New Jersey, was ostracized by his Quaker congregation after publishing almanacs in 1687 containing astrological symbols and writings. Leeds' fellow Quakers deemed the astrology in these almanacs as too pagan or blasphemous, and the almanacs were censored and destroyed by the local Quaker community. Because, why not, right? In response to and despite the censorship, Leeds continued to publish even more esoteric astrological Christian writings and became increasingly fascinated with Christian occultism, Christian mysticism, cosmology, demonology, and angelology, and natural magic. In the 1690s, after his almanacs and writings were further censored as blasphemous or heretic by the Philadelphia Quaker meeting, Leeds continued to dispute with the Quaker community, converting the Anglicanism? I have no idea how to pronounce that. And published anti-Quaker tracts, criticizing Quaker theories and accusing Quakers of being anti-monarchist. In the ensuing dispute between Leeds and the southern New Jersey Quakers over Leeds' accusations, Leeds was endorsed by the much maligned British Royal Governor of New Jersey, Lord Cornbury, who was despised by the Quaker communities. Leeds also served as a counselor to the Lord Cornbury at this time, considering Leeds as a traitor and aiding the crown and rejecting Quaker beliefs. The Quaker Burlington meeting of southern New Jersey subsequently dismissed Leeds as evil. In 1700, the local South Jersey Quaker community retaliated against Leeds' anti-Quaker tracts with their own tract, Satan's Harboring Encountering, being something by the way of answering to Daniel Leeds, which publicly accused Leeds of working for the devil. In 1716, Daniel Leeds' son, Titan Leeds, inherited his father's almanac business, which continued to use astrological content and eventually competed with Benjamin Franklin's popular Poor Richard's Almanac. The competition between the two men intensified in 1733. Franklin satirically used astrology in his almanac to predict Titan Leeds' death in October of that same year, though Franklin's prediction was intended as a joke at his competitor's expense and a means to boost the almanac sales. Titan Leeds was apparently offended at the death prediction, publishing a public admonition of Franklin as a fool and a liar. In a published response, Franklin mocked Titan Leeds, outraged, and humorously suggested that, in fact, Titan Leeds had died in accordance with the earlier prediction and was thus writing his almanacs as a ghost. Resurrected from the grave to haunt and torment Franklin, Franklin continued to jokingly refer to Titan Leeds as a ghost even after Titan Leeds' actual death in 1738. Daniel Leeds' blasphemous and occultist reputation and his pro-monarchy stance in the largely anti-monarchistic colonialism southern of New Jersey, combined with Benjamin Franklin's later continuous depiction of his sons, Titan Leeds, as a ghost, may have originated or contributed to the local folklore of a so-called Leeds Devil lurking in the Pine Barrens. In 1728, Titan Leeds began to include the Leeds family crest on the masthead of his almanacs. The Leeds family crest depicted a wyvern, a bat-winged dragon-like legendary creature that stands upright on two clawed feet. Regal notes that the wyvern on the Leeds family crest is reminiscent of the popular descriptions of the Jersey Devil. The inclusion of his family crest on the Leeds almanac may have further contributed to the Leeds family's poor reputation among locals and possibly influenced the popular descriptions of the Leeds Devil or Jersey Devil. The famous appearance of the crest wyvern and increasing animosity among local southern Jersey residents towards royalty, aristocracy, and nobility, with whom family crests were associated, may have helped facilitate the legend of the Leeds Devil and the association of the Leeds family with devils and monsters. Alright, so the Leeds Devil. Regal notes that by the late 18th century and early 19th century, at the latest of the Leeds Devil had become an unambiguous legendary monster or ghost story in present-day southern New Jersey. In the early to mid-19th century, stories continued to circulate in southern New Jersey of the Leeds Devil, a monster wandering the Pine Barrens, an oral tradition of Leeds Devil. Monsters/ghost stories became well established in the Pine Barrens area. Although the Leeds Devil legend has existed since the 18th century, Regal states that the more modern depiction of the Jersey Devil, as well as the now pervasive Jersey Devil name, first became truly standardized in current form in the earliest 20th century. During the pre-revolutionary period, the Leeds family, who called the Pine Barrens home, soured its relationship with the Quaker majority. The Quakers saw no hurry to give further former fellow regionalist an easy time in circles of gossip. His wives had all died, as had several children. His son Titan stood accused by Benjamin Franklin of being a ghost. The family crest had winged dragons on it, in a time when thoughts of independence were being born. These issues made the Leeds family political and religious monsters. From all of this, over the time, the legends of the Leeds Devil was born, reference to the Jersey Devil, not due to appearance in newspapers or other printed material until the 20th century. The first major flap came in 1909. It is from these sightings that the popular image of the creature, bat-like wing, horse head, claws, and general air of a dragon became standardized. Indeed, many references to a Leeds Devil or Devil of Leeds appeared in the earlier printed material prior to the widespread usage of the Jersey Devil name during 1859. The Atlantic Monthly had an article detailing the Leeds Devil folktales popular among Pine Barren residents or Pine Rats. A newspaper from 1887 described sightings of a winged creature referred to as the Devil of Leeds, allegedly spotted near the Pine Barrens and well known among local populace of Burlington County, New Jersey. Excuse me. Whenever he went near it, it would give a most unearthly yell that frightened the dogs. It wiped at every dog on the place. That thing, said the colonel, is not a bird nor an animal, but is the Leeds Devil. According to the description, it was born over in Evesham, Burlington County, 100 years ago. There's no mistake about it. I never saw the horrible critter myself, but I can remember well when it was roaming around the Evesham woods 50 years ago, and when it was hunted by men and dogs and shot at by the beast marksmen. There were in all southern and shot at by the best marksmen there were in all southern Jersey, but could not be killed. There isn't a family in Burlington or any of the adjoining counties that does not know of the Leeds Devil. And it was the bugaboo to frighten children with when I was a boy. So reported sightings. There have been many claims of sightings and occurrences involving the Jersey Devil. According to legend, while visiting the Hanover Mill Works to inspect the cannonballs being formed, Commodore Steph Decatur sighted a flying creature and fired a cannonball directly upon its effect. Joseph Bonaparte, elder brother of Napoleon, is also claimed to have seen the Jersey Devil while hunting on his border town estate about 1820. During 1840, the Jersey Devil was blamed for several livestock killings. Similar attacks were reported during the 1841, accompanied by attacks and screams in Greenwich Township in December 1925. A local farmer shot an unidentified animal as it attempts to steal his chickens. And the photograph of the corpse afterwards, he claimed that none of 100 people he showed it could identify. On July 27, 1937, an unnamed animal with red eyes, seen by residents of downtown Pennsylvania, seen by residents of Downingtown, Pennsylvania, was compared to the Jersey Devil by a reporter for the Pennsylvania Bulletin of July 28, 1937. In 1951, a group of Gibbstown, New Jersey boys claimed to have seen a monster matching the devil's description, and claims of a corpse matching the Jersey Devil's description arose in 1957. During 1960, tracks and noise heard near Maya's Landing were claimed to be from the Jersey Devil. During the same year, the merchants around Camden offered a $10,000 reward for the capture of the Jersey Devil, even offering to build a private zoo to house the creature if it were captured. So, wave of sightings, 1909. During the week of January 16, 23, 1909, during the week of January 16th to the 23rd, 1909, newspapers published hundreds of claimed encounters with the Jersey Devil from all over southern Jersey and Philadelphia area. Among these alleged encounters were claims the creature attacked a trolley car in Houghton Heights and a social club in Camden. Police in Camden and Bristol, Pennsylvania, supposedly fired on the creature to no effect. Other reports initially concerned unidentified footprints in the snow, but soon sightings of the creature resembling the Jersey Devil were being reported throughout southern Jersey and as far away as Delaware and western Maryland. The widespread newspaper coverage created fear throughout the Delaware Valley, prompting a number of schools to close and workers to stay home. Vigilante groups and groups of hunters roamed the Pines countryside in search of the devil. During this period, it is rumored that the Philadelphia Zoo posted a $10,000 reward for the creature. The offer prompted a variety of hoaxes, including a kangaroo equipped with artificial claws and bat wings. That is probably the funniest thing I've ever heard, that somebody was like, hey, what's the descriptions look like? Kangaroo. Screw it. Let's just throw bat wings on this thing and call it good. Alright, so description and explanation. Skeptics believe the Jersey Devil to be nothing more than a creative manifestation upon the imaginations of the early English settlers in southern Jersey, with possible natural explanations including boogeyman stories created and told by bored Pine Barren residents as a form of children's entertainment, the byproduct of the historical local disdain for the Leeds family and the misidentification of known animals and rumors based on common negative perceptions of local rural population of the Pine Barrens, known as the Pineys. The frightening reputation of the Pine Barrens may indeed have contributed to the Jersey Devil legend. Historically, the Pine Barrens were considered inhospitable land. Gangs of highwaymen, such as the politically disdained loyalist brigands known as the Pine Robbers, were known to rob and attack travelers passing through the Pine Barrens during the 18th century and the 19th century. Residents of the isolated Pine Barrens were deemed the dredges or outcasts of society. Poor farmers, fugitives, brigands, Native Americans, poachers, moonshiners, runaway slaves, and deserting soldiers. So-called Pineys have sometimes fostered certain frightened stories about themselves and the Pine Barrens to discourage outsiders or intruders from entering the Barrens. Pineys were further demonized and vilified after two eugenic studies were published among the earliest 20th century, which depicted Pineys as congenital idiots and criminals, as seen in the research performed on the Kallikak family by Henry H. Gobbard, which is now considered biased, inaccurate, unscientific, and most likely falsified. Due in part to their isolated and undeveloped nature, the Pine Barrens have themselves fostered various folk legends. Apart from the Jersey Devil, many other legends are associated with the Pine Barrens. Supernatural creatures and ghosts said to haunt the pine forest include the ghost of the pirate Captain Kidd, who supposedly buried treasure in the Pine Barrens and sometimes allegedly seen in the company of the Jersey Devil. The ghost of the Black Doctor, the benevolent spirit of an African-American doctor who, after being forbidden from practicing medicine due to his race, entered the Pine Barrens to practice medicine in the isolated communities of the Pine Barrens and is said to still come to the aid of lost or injured travelers. The ghost of the Black Dog, which unlike many Black Dog legends is usually portrayed as harmless, the ghost of the golden-haired girl, the spirit of the girl who is said to be staring out to the sea dressed in white, mourning the loss of her lover at sea, and the White Stag, a ghostly white deer said to rescue travelers in the Barrens from danger. There are also folk tales concerning the Blue Hole, an unusually clear blue and rounded body of water located in the Pine Barrens between Monroe Township, Gloucester County, and Winslow Township, Camden County, and often associated with the Jersey Devil. Jeff Bruner of the Humane Society of New Jersey thinks that vagrant sandhill cranes are particularly the basis of the Jersey Devil stories, adding there are no photographs, no bones, no hard evidence whatsoever, and worst of all, no explanation of its origins that doesn't require belief in the supernatural. Sandhill cranes are not indigenous or well known to southern Jersey and are approximately the same size as the alleged Jersey Devil, and produce distinctive loud vocalizations as unfamiliar animals with a distinctively loud trumpeting call. Wayward or vagrant migrating sandhill cranes that ended up in southern Jersey would thus potentially startle or frighten Pine Barren residents at night under other circumstances in which the animal's true appearance was unclear. And you guys could definitely probably see that. The shape of it could definitely represent a bird too. Outdoorsman and author Tom Brown Jr. spent several seasons living in the wilderness of the Pine Barrens. He recounts occasions when terrified hikers mistook him for the Jersey Devil after he covered his whole body with mud to repel mosquitoes. Medical psychologist Robert E. Bartholomew and author Peter Haskell cite the infamous 1909 series of sightings of the Jersey Devil and the subsequent public panic as a classic example of mass hysteria begun by a regional urban legend. One New Jersey group called the Devil Hunters refer to themselves as official researchers of the Jersey Devil and devote time to collecting reports, visiting historic sites, and going on nocturnal hunts in the Pine Barrens in order to find proof that the Jersey Devil does in fact exist. Clearly, they haven't found anything yet. Writing in Han Harold Burnovan's American Folklore and Encyclopedia, Richgers Professor Angus Crest Gillespie called the Jersey Devil an obscure regional legend for most of its existence and said that after more than 250 years in oral circulation, the legend of the Jersey Devil has many variations. Gillespie cites the devil's image used on t-shirts, buttons, and postcards and cocktails named after the devil as indications that the recent history of the Jersey Devil is more in the realm of popular culture than folklore. Writer Dan Ivan noticed some similarities between the Jersey Devil and an existing megabat species found in Africa, Hypsinganthus monstrous. So they think it's just a giant bat that doesn't belong here. Oh, sorry. Hoaxes. Because of course there's hoaxes. Gordon Stein, in Encyclopedia of Hoaxes, 1993, noted the alleged footprints of the Jersey Devil during 1909 resemble a horse's hoof. According to Stein, a man later admitted he'd faked some of the footprints. So not the ones on the roof, but the ones on the ground were definitely by the guy. Jeff Tibbles, in The World's Greatest Hoaxes 2006, claimed that Norman Jeffries was involved in hoaxing the Jersey Devil. Norman Jeffries, publicist for Philadelphia's Arch Street Museum and renowned hoaxer, was well aware of the stories about the Jersey Devil, so when the museum prompter, T.F. Hawkins, admitted that it was in danger of closure unless Jeffries came up with something to boost attendance, the publicist decided that a captive Jersey Devil would be the ideal crowd puller. He also planted non-fictional newspaper stories about new sightings of the devil. During 1909, Jeffries, with his friend Jacob Hope, an animal trainer, purchased a kangaroo from a circus and glued artificial claws and bat wings onto it. They declared to the public they had captured the Jersey Devil, and it was displayed at the museum. 20 years later, Jeffrey admits to the hoax, because no one knew it was a kangaroo when they saw it. This was in 2006, this guy tried this. Oh, I'm sorry. That was in 1909. Okay, so maybe people didn't know what kangaroos look like the average person back in 1909. So I could kind of see that maybe working, but they had to know it was fake when it got there, right? Like, they showed up, spent the money, it's like, oh, yeah, that's clearly just a real thing. You know, I don't know. Like, clearly the wings and the claws don't match, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. It's clearly they knew it was a hoax, because it's in the hoax section. Alright, so cultural relevance. In Man and Beast in America Comet Legend, folklorist Richard Dawson outlined 6 criteria for establishing distinction among legendary creatures of American folklore. While the Jersey Devil was not explicitly cited by Dawson, it nevertheless qualifies for the same level of relevance. Dawson specified that the qualifier must exist in oral tradition, inspire belief and conviction, become personalized and institutionalized, be fanciful or mythical, and contain a comical side, which endears to the American public. Personally, I think it nails it, guys. I think it does. So, oral tradition of the Jersey Devil well predates printed newspaper accounts and beliefs in its existence by many continues? Continues? That's just a weird way to end that sentence. The latter is made evident not only by commentators who elaborate on the possibility, but also by investigative programs such as Mother Leeds' 13th Child in Search of Monsters, Lore and Monsters and Mysteries in America. Right, because they did a thing on the Jersey Devil. As a fixture of organization, it is the namesake for two professional ice hockey teams. The first, the Jersey Devils of the Eastern Hockey League, played from 1964 until the league folded in 1973. The second, the New Jersey Devils of the National Hockey League, have played since 1982. The current team was formerly known as the Colorado Rockies, and their name was chosen by a poll shortly after the team relocated to New Jersey. The same trend, Towers Cultural Incorporation, is further exemplified by the Jersey Devils' appropriation in toy lines, such as its inclusion in a vinyl figure in Cryptozoologic Entertainment, Cryptids Blind Box, as well as its application as a motif by Six Flags Great Adventures for their Jersey Devil coaster, developed by Rocky Mountain Construction. Moreover, the Jersey Devil's fanciful or mythical nature is explored in numerous works of fantasy. It makes an appearance in the following. Okay, we got The X-Files, Jersey Devil the video game, The Wolf Among Us, 13th Child, TMNT. Really? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Anyway, The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest. I can see that. The Barons, Carney, Pop Tropica, A Night with the Jersey Devil, The Last Broadcast, Legend Quest, What We Do in the Shadows, Gravity Falls. My daughter loves Gravity Falls, or loved Gravity Falls, probably still does if she watched it. I don't remember the Jersey Devil, but whatever. Fallout 76, Inscription, Extreme Ghostbusters, and Supernatural. Now, I do remember the Supernatural. Many of which, such as TMNT and Jersey Devil video game, not only reflect the Jersey Devil's mythical character, but exemplifies its comical nature as well. But okay, guys, that was the Jersey Devil, and like I said, I'm not editing this. As you guys saw, all it's in there, all the pauses, all the mistakes, I'm just leaving it all up. This was the last Cryptid Saturday of this format, so I thought, you know, why mess with it? So, tune in again for another, actual The Movie Cryptids later on. And I want to thank you guys if you made it this far for watching all of this type of content I've done, for clicking on this video, and it might be a little bit boring because realistically, if you guys could go read the wiki if you wanted to. But I enjoy it because I like to think some of these things are real. I don't think the Jersey Devil is real. I think the Jersey Devil is just a combination of, and you actually saw it in everything I just read, of stories and slander and people that just didn't like other people, and it all combined and culminated into this thing that now people think is a real monster running around in the woods. And you know what? Maybe some people find out later on that it is actually a real type of animal, or at least there's something that they're going to find that's going to look enough like a Jersey Devil to where everybody's like, okay, maybe this was what semi-helped this move along. But you know what? Let me know in the comments down below if you've made it this far. Do you guys think the Jersey Devil is real? What movies would you like for me to cover that include monsters that we can kind of go over? And while you guys are down there, please remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video.